Hey y'all, how we doing? Mason here, CNA Games. How are you? Appreciate you watching. This is Bulking Up, episode 12, I believe. 12, yes. A short in between span between the last one and this one, just because I want to get on a regular schedule again and kind of get back to how we were doing it. So, the number's should be a little bit more increased, but we'll see. Spinning around here. Let's see. 115. 577, 115,570 cards active, live in the system, ready to sell. It's good. Feels good. What I got for you guys today? I got one thing that somebody was asking about, and again, I appreciate you all commenting and sharing the video and reaching out to me. I get emails on a regular basis, people reaching out on Facebook and Instagram and everywhere else. All of y'all reaching out and asking me questions and just saying, hey, you think this series is interesting. I appreciate it. It means so much. So thanks so much for reaching out and saying all those things. It's awesome. But somebody was talking about, Mason, can you show us the SEI ratings, and then can you go through the cards with us and like see what we were looking at if you guys don't know what an SEI is. An SEI is seller extra inventory, I believe is what it stands for. Basically, it's whenever we mess up, or we send an extra card, or we send the wrong version of a card, something like that. If it can't be filled for the order, they kick it back into an SEI is what it's called. So that's what we're looking at today. They come in on a little sheet like this. This is the front page, at least the front of the companies. That is the extra inventory, which is really nice page. I like this a lot. You can kind of see, I hope this is not going to be reversed for you guys. We'll see. But if not, I can flip the video. It's not a big deal. It'll say the card. It'll say what set it's from, what RI it's from, the date of it, and then the notes. It'll say something to the effect of, it was misrecorded as LP, card is MP, or something like that. So there are also ones that say, hey, at first glance, we thought this card didn't meet the ranking or the condition that we thought it was. We had a second look at it, or a supervisor looked at it and said it was fine. So it got accepted. And they give you a little amount that you get refunded, or a amount that you get paid out if they like buy a card or something like that from you as well. So that's cool. That's cool. Always like that. Always like nice to know if there's checks and balances, because we have checks and balances too. So that's always good. The rest of it is kind of more obscure and hard to understand, because it breaks down on just the RI that things get sent on. I would love if it was like this all the way through. I would love to know, like, hey, we thought it was this, we think it's this. And it does have it a little bit. I'll show you guys on this one, this first page here. It'll start like the conditions, kind of spaced out there. And then these conditions are what they believe the card is. And then it'll say either on the very, very right side over here, it'll say condition, or it's an extra quantity. If we sent in the wrong version of a card and they just want to send it back to us, they'll put in it's extra quantity. So, but yeah, that's what these invoices are. And that's how I get this little display thing that I got. I'm going to turn you guys around on the video, because it's going to be using my camera on the other side for this a little bit. So that's how we get little things like this. This is our little our sorting trays. We actually get these from GameGenic, and they have like these little clear dividers, and they're meant to go in like their big kind of like deck boxes or big storage containers, but we have them for the conditions. So this is near mint, LP, MP, HP, damaged, and then case stuff goes in that little back slot, so we know that it goes in a case when we go to put these cards away. We use these for buys when we go through. When somebody gives cards to us to go through, we put them in this little tray, and then we condition them, and then we scan them in the quick list based on the condition that they're in. So, and then when we get done with quick list, the buyer says, yes, okay. They stay in this until they go into the drawers or the case, whichever one it is. So everything stays together, all the buys stay together, so that when we submit a list through quick list, the cards just don't disappear into the nether. They stay in the container, and the cards aren't pushed to live inventory until this gets put away. So it's like a little check and balance system that we have to make sure that all of our buys and stuff are processed correctly, they stay together, they're put away correctly, and then the stuff is where it's supposed to be before the card goes live. So it's kind of like a little redundancy thing. But let's go through the cards. The stuff in the near mint spot is most likely stuff that was extra inventory. So we're not going to go through those, because if it's a condition thing, they're not going to say, you wouldn't get a near mints back because near mint's the highest grade. There would be no discrepancy where they would bump it up to a near mint. So we'll go through the LP, the MP, HP, and then a few damage stuff that we have. Sometimes there is cards that say, we sent in as an MP and they say it's damaged, stuff like that. It happens. But this is us, and this is using our cute little light bar up here. So we have all the stuff to look at. This is the quick list illustration, but look how nice this card looks underneath this light. And even like a planes like this guy. These are all LP cards. So we sent this in as near mint, probably, and they said it was LP. Foils are, and the surface of these cards are always the worst part. Let's see if we can flip it over and see any surface issues on this that is worth. For LP, you have to have at least 4 points of damage. I think there's like a little defect or something right there on the bottom, like a little dot right on the set symbol. There's a little dot. There's some little rippling on this side, right along the edge. There's a little rippling of it. You kind of see it. There you go. See it like there. That little indent. We're not gonna go over this too crazy, but just kind of giving you guys the idea of this is what kind of stuff is missed very frequently on TCGPlayer stuff. Is normally it's foil, normally it's surface issues. If you look right across the planes symbol there, you can see some scratches all the way through those cards. So that definitely would take it down to LP for sure. These heavy scratches on the front. Most of the time on foils, the fronts are always the big tell and the hardest things to grade, and where you accumulate the most points. So yeah, definitely LP. Again, on this guy, kind of see the cloudiness on the bottom of this card right here. See all that little matte little rubs kind of looking things. Very, very common on cards that are in sleeves and played in sleeves, or even just out and about. They don't have to be in a sleeve necessarily. This back is very, very clean. Nothing wrong with that. Definitely a 0 point back, but it's just a lot of the surface rubs, and if there's some heavier scratches. There's one particularly bad little scuff right there. There you go. You see it right there. So yeah, surface issues are always gonna get us. How about that right there? Really bad surface issues all the way through the card. Not to go into too much about belaboring how many points are what, and then kind of getting into the weeds about that, but anything with the scuffs, surface cloudiness, stuff like that, scratches like that in the middle of this card right there, very, very common for stuff that's played, or stuff that's particularly 5+ years old and just hanging out in boxes or in binders and stuff. They can get scratches and stuff like that. So not out of the ordinary for stuff to have really, really bad scuffs like this cloudiness right here that my guys apparently missed. And that's particularly bad. That's pretty bad on that. I would probably even say that's MP, but they kicked it back as LP. Again, the backs are always really good. Just the foils on the front just rub particularly bad. Again, scratches on the hollow right there in the same spot. Pokemon. This Comfy's got a little bit of scuffs right there underneath the name, and kind of over that way as well. Back's pretty good. But yeah, particularly the foils in particular are always really bad about scuffs and showing scuffs. So I can guarantee you that is where we got on most of these. This one looks pretty good, not too bad. It's got a little bit of edge stuff right here. Let me see if I can get it to where you guys can see it. Not really. Oh, there you go, a little bit. It's kind of like a waviness to the edge. I don't know what they consider that being, since it's manufactured that way. It's not an issue of play. And I have particularly strong thoughts about manufactured defects on cards, and particularly when most of the sets have the same kind of defects on them. I've talked about it numerous times at this point. We don't have to go over it, but same kind of thing. Little heavy rubs right through here. The way that scuffing works, scuffing is this card isn't really bad with scuffs. I think it's just really dark, and it just makes it, the little stuff that it does have, a lot worse. Like kind of like through there where my thumb is. It's very slight. They may have been particularly harsh on this one. It's got some fingerprints on there, which you can just wipe off and be okay with. The Soothsayer, right in the middle of its chest, right there, it's got a big indent on it. See the indent? Kind of like a heavy scratch indent kind of thing. Indent like that is probably somewhere is like 4 points. So otherwise, this card is pretty okay. So it's really just that one particularly egregious thing. Golden Bear. Again, older cards can have these weird scuffs. There's a surface issue right there. Isn't this exciting? Isn't this entertaining? Hey, you guys asked for it, okay? But what was I saying? Oh, scuffs in particular. Scuffs are, if it's more than half of the card, it's 2 points because it's moderate. Or, I'm sorry. Slight, moderate. See, even I have to have these little worksheets I go over. But basically, if it's the entire front of a card, it's automatically knocked down to LP just based on the point value. Kind of thing here. This card's actually really nice. Yeah, I guess it's got some scuffs, or maybe they interpreted that stuff down there as scuffs, maybe. I think it's just the way the card looks. This card otherwise is very clean and good looking. Jeez. But these lights are really great. They really do help out a lot. The LED that's on them as well has like a kind of like a frosted glass that it goes through as well, so it kind of diffuses the light as well. So really like them. They're really nice. Like, that's the light bar right there. In the reflection, you can't even hardly see it. My ceiling lights look harsher than that light bar does. So yeah, just heavy scuffs on a lot of that stuff. Let's go through. We don't have to go through it all. Let's look at the MP stuff. Stuff that TCGPlayer says is MP. This Torch Fiend. Again, we're gonna see scuffing is gonna be the big harsh part. You can see all the way across this bottom here. Scuffs. This one is really bad with scuffs. You see it right there where the basic land and this, like the bottom of the card. The top and the bottoms really show it pretty bad. This Comfy's got just a lot more of surface stuff all the way across the front of it. This Jace has a little ding in the bottom right there. That's probably a 2 or 4 pointer just on its own. So it just, stuff that, especially these foils, these would definitely feel bad getting like an LP when you have just an entire bottom of this card and top of this card and all the way through the front of the foil that you paid up and paid more for the foil of a card, and it's got really bad damage going through it. This one is not as bad. Maybe there's something heavy on the back. Just have some scratches right there. You kind of see them a little bit. There's some scratches through there. So it is scratched pretty thorough. Little edge flip right here on the Fumiko. Again, a little edge flip there. So little flips like that. If you guys ever wonder, man, how severe are they taking that. This card has a little bit of surface stuff. The back has a little ding right there, but that little guy right there is enough points to put you in MP. So if you ever see a card like that, MP is what TCGPlayer says, at least in that regard. What's this Glenn? Only a couple years old and already scuffed all to hell on the front of this card. So, well loved. And you can kind of dictate this Coalition Relic has. Let me see if I can show it. Yeah, right there. Like a fingernail drag right there and right there. So it's got two separate ones right there. So those are 4 pointers as far as indents go, and that's definitely makes it enough points to be MP. And just really scuffy, really cloudy guys over here in MP. Super cloudy. Scuffs. Lost the sheen off the foil. Lost the sheen on the foil. Lost the sheen on the foil. That guy. Somewhere through the middle of it. All throughout the card. Boomerang. It's got a little indent right there. See it? This Witch Hunt. This Witch Hunt maybe need to be kicked down. This one's pretty bad. You could argue that that's worse than Grime right here, whatever that is, but right there on the lady's back right there, you can see the big old fingernail drag right there of an indent. There's another one right there, indent. So I may kick that down. I'll have to get out the overlay and see how long of that thing is. But Paradox. That's it's a hefty fine or hefty fee that we incur when we get good cards like this taken off an RI, because we have to go and pay for the replacement of it. So it's a big bummer. It's very white card on this, and it's very apparent, all the scratches and scuffs through here. So that's moderate. Again, I'm not going to go through it all. I do want to go through these just with y'all, just so you can see a little bit where we're at. It's been a while since we had one of these, so that's kind of a good thing, I guess. So this is our HP. We're in the HP territory. A lot more grime, general edge wear on these guys. Kind of pretty much see all the way around this card. It's got whitening and issues around the edge of the cards. Some more heavier scuffs, indents, little scratches, heavier scratches, stuff all along the bottom. You can kind of see how absolutely worn this back is. Lands are always seem to be particularly egregious. Look at the bottom of the card. Couple dings, indents, really sharp edges right there, or really bad cuts into that card. Definitely HP. Another pretty bad scuff. Some of the lines of something going on there. Pretty bad. This Inquisitor's Flail is losing some foiling. Look at that silvering on this edge. Normally you don't see that on Magic cards. They have to be really worn to get that kind of stuff to go through the top black layer. Normally we see that with like Pokemon, older Pokemon, but really came through that card pretty bad. Some heavy scratches and stuff through that one right there. Again, a lot more edge dings and little nicks and stuff that kind of bump these guys down a little extra thing. Conditioning is, you know, looking at wear mostly, but when you get to this kind of level, it's like, okay, is this card integrally sound? All this stuff is heavy damage for sure, but you know, to get to damage, you gotta be either illegible or really super heavy damage to the card itself, like a crease or something like that. You know, if you were to play it or to hold it and kind of flex it. You know, if you had a crease in a card and you flexed it and it made like a V shape right where that was, that's the kind of stuff that you'd be looking at. White borders are the bane of existence when you go to condition them, because they're always bad. Unless they're like kept in a binder and very clean. Tokens as well get heavy use because they don't normally get sleeves. There's Garuk. The old bridge shuffle marks. Let's see if I can show them. There you go. Kind of see them a little bit there. HP. It's not enough to mess up the card, where if you flex it, it's not pivoting there, but definitely heavily played for sure. I would agree that a heavily played bridge shuffled card deserves that. And these guys are damaged. Most of the damage stuff is mostly always going to be kicked back for grime or foreign substance or something like that. I don't see, oh, right there on this little guy. Actually, factually, could just be somebody's booger sitting there. It's kind of what it looks like. This might still, sliver is kind of really bad all the way around. Got some stuff on the back. Again, some sort of more than grime on this, all that glitters. See like a little spot right there. Little spot right there, and even something like this on this card. TCGPlayer doesn't clean these cards to like get them to pass, but if I could get that off there, then and resubmit it, it'd probably be okay. This throat slitter, I wasn't sure. It doesn't have anything crazy that I saw on first look, but maybe you guys see something on it that I don't see. But there's no creases, no weird bends, no like foreign substance or anything. I was trying to look for like liquid damage maybe that they were seeing, or something that they interpreted as liquid damage, but I don't see it. I am not sure what they did or what makes them think this card is damaged, but there's really the only one that is an outlier in that, you know, on second look or with objective eyes, we go, yeah, that's obviously not right. But that's the only one that really confuses me, that is that throat slitter. But so yeah, that's us running through an SCI, guys. So hopefully that is helpful, just in the sense of getting familiar with how these cards should look in these conditions. And like I said, I always like to have my guys look at them, because it is straight from the horse's mouth of whether or not this card is the condition that it is. So it's always nice to have them look through it and be like, yeah, they got it right on a lot of stuff. Not always. There's always some give and take, but for the most part, it's just very insightful to look at and see what they assess the card to be. But hopefully that's interesting for you guys. A little bit longer of a one, but maybe you can 2x it and get through it. Of course, I tell you that at the end, right? But I appreciate y'all watching. Thanks so much. I really just wanted to show off this light bar. I really, really like it. So hopefully, if you guys are on your own store, you'll pick them up, because my guys like them. They're very useful. Very nice, clean light. But appreciate y'all watching. Thanks so much. We'll see you guys in the next one. We'll go over numbers again. And hopefully I'll have something else for you. All right, guys. We'll talk to you. Bye.